Good evening. I wanted to take a minute to talk to you and just respond to some of the things that have happened in the last 6 weeks of our class. First of all, I want to give you an update leading into week 7. And as we come out of week 6, I've recently finished grading your narrative essays. If you look in D2L, you'll be able to find the essays themselves as well as some feedback and comments in regards to the grades that you've earned. In particular, I want to point out that for some of you, I scanned your documents, printed out your documents, scanned them after I'd finished reading them and commenting on them. So you'll have to be able to go into D2L, check out the grades you've earned, and then open up the document that's scanned in and then attached to your results. These essays, in many cases, are going to be picture files such as JPEGs or PNG type files. So you should be able to open them with your picture viewer or print them out. If you do have a difficulty opening them or accessing them, you just have to let me know, and I can find a way to get the document to you in a manner that's readable for you. I think it's important to point out that as you look at these essays and your responses, you'll note that there's certainly comments related to the content, things that you're doing well and need to work on that way, but there are also a lot of grammatical things that are marked as well. And I think it's really important that you take a few minutes to look at the essay, to look at the grammatical things, and don't write those off. Don't minimize the fact that there are mistakes there. Instead, I want you to take a little bit of time to look at those and find out how you can learn from those mistakes. In particular, I want you to look for patterns of mistakes. So is there a particular type of pattern or a particular type of mistake that you're making on a recurrent basis? Because if you start to catch some of those things and understand how they're happening, as well as why they're happening, I think you can start to prevent those types of mistakes again in future essays. Additionally, I would encourage you just to generally look at the mistakes you're making and try to understand exactly what those mistakes are. And I would encourage you as well that if you don't understand a certain type of mistake, that you should reach out to me and we can take some time to talk about that mistake. Maybe I can give you some more examples and give you a better understanding of why that mistake is a problem for you and how you can avoid it in the future. Ideally, what I want each essay to be for you is a stepping stone into a better essay for the future. And ultimately, this class is really about helping you sort of limit some of those mistakes and start to weed out some of those problems so that your essays are better and more reflective of the type of thinking that we want you to do here in college. Leading into week 7, you will have a career report due at the end of the week, and there is an important note that grammar is a part of the grade for this rubric, for this assignment. So unlike the narrative essay where grammar wasn't part of the grade, this week it's going to count. So it's very important that you proofread carefully and that you take the time to proofread well to catch some of the sort of careless mistakes that a few of you have made in your essays that I know you understand how to prevent, but maybe you're just doing it at the last minute, or maybe you just aren't doing it as meticulously as you need to in regards to proofreading and checking over your essay. So please take time to do it because this week it does affect your grade. I've enjoyed the ability to work with you and the opportunity to work with you thus far, and I look forward to seeing some of the things that you do in the weeks ahead. And I just want to take a second too before we finish here to thank all of you for sharing your narratives with me and giving me a little bit of insight into some element of your life because that's an important thing for me to understand about you. So great job thus far in the class, and I look forward to seeing what you do in the next few weeks. Thanks a lot, and that's it for tonight.